What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crash the Mode, episode 13,
baby.
And it's a blessed day. It's 2/2/2022, and you know what it do. So
2/2/22. What better day to be podcasting on that kind of day? You know what I'm saying?
2/2/2222. I mean, if you're not counting the first two, yeah. I mean, it's a perfect day to podcast. The 13th episode. I feel like 13's a lucky number as well.
I don't know if some people would call 13 lucky, but you know it is pretty lucky.
Why would people not think it's a lucky number?
Well,
is it a devil number?
I don't know about that. Just there's some rumors floating around the rumor mill.
Okay.
About 13.
Hey,
but
I mean,
it's pretty lucky because tomorrow we got a motherfucking snow day, baby.
Yes, sir. We got a snow day, which it's funny because
snow on the ground right now.
Well, yeah, not yet, but it's about to rain down a ton and then freeze and then snow on top of that. So it's rare to get a snow day in college, but we've already had 2 this year. Now we have one more coming
and it's
up.
only the 3rd week,
and we're probably gonna get one Friday too. I'd imagine a lot of the professors are talking about it. So yeah, we got blessed with a snow day.
Hell yeah. So we thought we'd bless you with a podcast. That's not true. It's Thursday, baby.
It's always...
You know how it is. Podcasts come out on Thursday.
It's a weekly thing, yeah. But, yeah. So, we're excited. We're looking forward to the next few days. And hopefully we'll have a nice long weekend all the way through. But, yeah. It's 2/2/2. And, the groundhog...
Groundhog fucking
Punxsutawney Phil or whatever. Okay, if you listen to Punxsutawney Phil, then I have no words for you, honestly.
Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow for the 5 millionth year in a row, and guess what, baby? It's not actually Punxsutawney Phil. Bet you didn't know that. It's Punxsutawney the 5th, because there's been 15 of them.
Yeah, I was there's no way a groundhog lives.
Groundhogs only live 12 years, bro.
Yeah.
If they're lucky.
Not
if they
200.
don't get caught out by an eagle.
Unless it's a magical groundhog. There's the option of that.
Well, I mean, if it's a magical groundhog, then we shouldn't have talked about it at all, because he's probably the only magical groundhog there is.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he comes from a family of magic... No, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah. But, yeah. He didn't see a shadow, or he did?
He did.
Okay, he did see a shadow.
Winter, baby.
So 6 more weeks of winter. But yeah, if you believe in that, if you listen to that, then that is. I think it's a whole bunch of hoopla.
I would say it's not, because it's actually a magical groundhog, and he knows what he's doing.
Really?
He's been working this since 1752.
1752.
That's when they started doing.
That's the first. Wow.
You know it.
He's got to be magical. There's no way. But, yeah.
That's not true. I have no idea when Punxsutawney Phil started. Moving on.
So, yeah. On a similar level to groundhogs, 4-legged animals, our furry friends.
Ooh.
Cats. Eh?
Hey, we have a friend that's a cat.
We've had them for a while, huh? Haven't we? We've had cats for a long time.
Yeah. Probably longer than wolves, I'd say, or dogs. Quite arguably, the Egyptians had cats.
They're in hieroglyphs. They're since ancient times.
Giant
we've had
cat
them.
People.
They've worshipped cats, and yeah, and we still have them to this day, domesticated.
But what's sad about cats is scientifically, through the past thousands of years, their brains have been getting smaller, and that's a shame.
That's a shame. I mean, it is, I guess.
Our little cats are getting dumber than smarter, but also we're pampering them a fuck ton.
I mean, I don't know if technically they're getting dumber. They're losing their animal instinct a little bit, probably. A lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they still, that's how cats play is through that, their animal instinct, and, you can kind of reawaken that, but, if their heads are literally shrinking,
Bro, have you seen the size
of the cat's
head? It's this big.
Yeah, it's already small. How could it get any smaller?
That's what I'm saying. But also, that begs the question, since we're pampering cats, we're also pampering dogs. Their heads must be getting smaller.
I feel like dogs, even if their heads aren't getting smaller, they're getting at least
Smarter.
weaker.
They're getting weaker.
No, yeah.
Oh, well, weaker for sure. But
yeah.
I think they
I mean, like, where they came from and where they are now, like... I mean, we've also had dogs for thousands of years, too.
Well, in some aspects, I'd argue dogs are getting smarter just because motherfuckers be, like, actually communicating with humans now on some kind of level. Like, when you say you want to go for a walk, they know what that means.
I guess, yeah. But also, like...
Definitely weaker.
I feel like if you took a domesticated dog and just threw him out in the wild, like, there's a good chance it won't survive, but, like, there's wild dogs out there that have been in the wild and, like, they were raised in the wild, at least.
They were born in it.
Yeah. I was born in it. It's that Bane line or whatever.
Molded by it.
Yeah. But, like, those animals are, like, vicious, and, like, they find food to eat, they scavenge, like...
They have to kill to eat.
Yeah, so, like...
Well, since animals and cats are getting smarter and humans are holding them, do you think by then association, humans are getting...
Smaller as well?
Well, either our brains are either getting smaller, which I don't know if that's true, or we're just getting, like, stupider because we're domesticating ourselves, pretty much.
We're domesticating ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like, I mean, look at this pampered life we're living. We're living in an apartment. We don't have to hunt for food. Like, we lost all of our animal instincts.
Yeah, true.
So do you think we're getting dumber then too, or no? Since we have technology to aid our little brains.
I think because we have technology to aid our brains. I mean, I feel like society as a whole may be getting dumber, but there's people out there that are getting smarter and, like, creating these cool things for us. But
oh yeah,
at the same time, yeah, society could be getting dumber. The classic Wall-E scenario.
The classic Wall-E scenario of everybody fat and floating in things.
Yeah, and just not, like, being oblivious to what's happening. So.
Not wanting to go back to Earth. Could you imagine if, like, no humans were on Earth anymore?
If
we were all just fat, floating in space, doing nothing.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like we, as a society, we wouldn't let that happen. Like,
well, there's always like these like specific people that are always like, I have to do something. I can't be sitting around. Yeah. And I feel like those people wouldn't even
definitely
think twice about.
I mean, even me here. Like, I mean, I feel like I can be a lazy person at times, but I would never be able to just sit on a spaceship and just, like, do nothing for, I don't know, years. Like, I feel like that's just...
Yeah, sit on a spaceship and do nothing for literally eternity. Until Earth is clean enough to go home.
Yeah, and I mean, by that point, you're probably dead anyways from...
Yeah, and it's like your third generation kid doing it. That's even overweighter than you.
Yeah, like, and like and those bodies were probably adapting too, because like they showed the X-ray of those people, and their bodies were huge.
Their skeletons
and their bones were
like
literally
not even touching.
Yeah, they were getting spread apart. Like, how are they able to walk? You know, like that's why it was such a big deal when the captain got out of his chair and was crawling and trying to or he was like, whoa,
actually like, do things with his body.
Yeah, because like nobody has walked in probably years. Like, there's a treadmill. But I'm pretty sure the treadmill was literally where you go and ride your chair in a circle. Yeah. Like, so, I don't know. I don't think society would ever become
I would
like
hope
that.
not. But sometimes I have fears that society could collapse to that.
Yeah. It's easy to look at the good and bad side of things, I guess.
Well, I feel like it's a lot easier to look at the bad side.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
With everything going on, yeah.
Well, all the news is they just focus on the bad things when you're like, oh my god, look at all these good little things that are happening as well that we don't either take notice or we do, and then we just gloss over them because we're going on to the next bad thing.
Well, I feel like the news likes to highlight their bad stories, and then their good stories, like, they have them, they're just hidden behind, like, they're either at the end or, like, people usually go on the news for, like, the big breaking stories and the weather and, like, sports, and that's it usually. Or like it's never the good stories that are
or like something to get mad over. I don't ever see rarely people posting news articles and they're good things.
Yeah, which is like good when we saw that Mark Cuban thing and like we shared that with everybody, because like that was something that we weren't sharing it to complain or like sharing it to like just give our opinion on it. We were just sharing because like we thought like it's something that everybody should know about, you know. Like,
Yeah, this could actually benefit society.
yeah.
And then.
And it did well, which thank you guys for tuning in on TikTok and everything, because we've been starting to get more consistent with our likes. Like we've had at least 10 now, I feel like, go over 10,000 views.
Oh yeah.
Which is good. Like it's getting more consistent, and they're getting higher too. Like the highest one, we just had our biggest one, and I think it was that.
It was the Mark Cuban one, and that was like 56,000.
Yeah, and like tons of comments, which is cool because we could see like what you guys think about us, and I mean I feel like I can take notes on like what you guys say, because there's some things like I don't know if the top of the dome, but basically, yeah, like, I don't know, I'm glad you guys are there to comment, though, because it's cool, and, I don't know, it feels like a little community when y'all...
When people comment?
Yeah, especially when you guys comment, like, on more than one thing, and, like, you guys are there, like, yeah, that's what we want,
Like, they watch one of the videos, and then they go watch another one?
I feel like I'd rather have a lot, or I'd rather have, like, a good amount of super loyal fans than I would a ton of just like fans, like just average like fans, you know. I want the loyal fans.
Yeah, I'd rather have a ton of loyal fans than like a bunch of schmoes who like don't give a fuck about you. I want people to like have a connection with us and actually
that
like,
community
care about what we're saying. Well, you know,
like
it'd be crazy like how big creators get like Reddits for them.
Mm-hmm.
Their fans create Reddits, and then it's like a little community.
Yeah.
That'd be weird as fuck.
It would be weird to see like a whole group of people just sharing things about you, and like not watching your every move, but like kinda.
Almost. Yeah.
Like whenever there's a new picture of you, they post it, and they're like, yeah, like.
Look at what he's up to.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird to think about. I don't really like it.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, I feel like that would make me strive to do better because I always have that lens on me.
You always know somebody's
has
fucking
their eye
watching
on me.
your six.
Yeah, I mean that's like a part of just being accountable is like always doing the right thing even when no one's looking. But like
when you actually have
when I really have people always watching me, like
yeah,
I feel like fuck I should. I mean I already am. I mean I'm not saying I'm a criminal or anything, but like
watch out, he's a criminal.
I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So
thank you for your love and support, and we're very happy that we can share positive things with the world.
If you wanna stalk me, then stalk me, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't.
If you're gonna stalk any of us, he's the one that would like it. Please.
I don't know. Maybe Smitty would like that more.
Yeah, the kink guy.
One of our past guests. If you haven't seen, he's a kinky guy.
Yeah, we did 3 guest podcasts in a row.
We did, and it was like cool. It was like a little tour of like guests, like, and then now I feel like we're kind of taking
a little. Well, it was nice to switch it up.
At least this episode, we're taking a break. But we do have people that we like.
We got some good ones.
I know at least one that So that'll be exciting to do again. But it's nice to be back to just us two talking. I mean,
I feel like that's what the people really want.
I mean, they came here for these cute faces, so yeah. But like it's it was fun having guests though, and just like there was like each podcast was definitely a lot different for having each one on. And the insights they brought, like
that's what I kind of like about it.
Like Smitty being a film writer and like
a little
major
kinky nerd,
and a kink man, and then Jaren's whole like we talked a lot about movies there too, but like more superhero and like that's something I love to talk about. And then with Carson, he's like an influencer, so it was cool to have another influencer on. Which, by the way, we did stream with Murph and Star, which is Murph is our roommate, But yeah, we did stream with them recently. So if you want to see
Yeah.
us playing video games, we played Fortnite. And if you think Fortnite's cringe, which
We make it less cringe.
we
by
make it less
teabagging
cringe,
the
but at the same time,
13-year-olds.
it's a lot better than it. Like, well, it was super fun at the beginning. It got like for a while, and then they like this past year or past like few months at least, it's gotten a lot better. So, but yeah, we played Fortnite with Murph and Star, and it was a lot of fun. And we just played for a couple hours, and you should check it out if you want.
Yeah.
It was good stuff, and check out their other content too because it's really good. They play Far Cry 6, and yeah, they've streamed other games as well. I'm pretty sure. So I think they're gonna start streaming Minecraft or something.
There's some funny ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Definitely, definitely. So check those guys out, and check if you want to see us on their channel. We're on there now, so for that video. But yeah. It's cool. It was cool to have him on, though. Sorry, I kind of forgot where we went with that, honestly. But
That's okay. We were kind of bouncing all over the place.
yeah, it was cool to have all three of them. Because they're all. I mean,
Speaking of,
we all have similar tastes, but they're all different.
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. That's how I hope all of our guests are actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just so like we can get different views on things, bounce off different people, and I feel like people just bring different vibes and energies to the podcast. You know.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm excited though when we have like 4-way pods with people.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo, instead of 3
4
people
ways?
here. Yeah. Wouldn't that be hot?
Hey, yo.
Oh yeah.
No, hey, yo.
Hey yo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be.
No, I know what you're saying, bro. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. It would be nice to have, like, a big table, like a big square table, and have 2 on one side, 2 on the other, and, like...
I don't like this couch whatsoever.
Yeah, neither do I, but... What are you gonna do?
I mean, we'll get
there.
there.
It was given to us.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
But
Once we have a studio,
oh,
that would be really cool.
Crash Mode Studio, baby, get with it.
Get with it.
Carson plays Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Minecraft server that you can go into from any country, and it's basically the Library of Alexandria rebuilt, and they have every book that's banned in any country in that library.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot of... I mean, in the U.S., they're starting to ban books right now. And, like, that's a lot of books.
Yeah.
That's just so cool that you could literally, like... People could make a server of something and just...
Well, with the internet, it gives us the option for humans to come across all platforms and be like, we're doing this for the betterment of society. Everybody needs to,
Yeah.
like, have history written down somewhere, and you can't ban something just because somebody doesn't agree with it.
That's true. I mean, yeah. It's literature and... Oh, man. That's really cool. I mean, I don't know if there's any books that I'm sure there's a lot of cool books out there that are banned.
Oh, yeah.
Even for us, that we can't see. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. Do you know? I wonder if there are any books in the U.S. that are banned, like, just banned completely. Like, no, not even adults can look at it.
I don't think there is.
I'd hope not, like, considering freedom of speech. Well, freedom of speech is, like, to an extent. Obviously, there's, like, hate speech that isn't allowed, but, yeah, it's not allowed. But, like, yeah, so, I mean, a book, like, that's just, like, that's speech.
I remember in high school, our library, our librarian Rez, she had a little banned book section where if you wanted to go, like, check out what books are banned in some countries, you could. But
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't think there was any from the U.S.
Well, I mean, if there was, you weren't allowed to have them there, so, yeah. No, that's cool, though, to see, like, which countries aren't allowed to see what, but...
Yeah, right.
I wonder. I mean, not to get off topic, but, like, a ton of schools, like Texas schools and a lot of just schools in general, or government officials in general. Like, there was a House representative, I believe, from Texas that sent a list of 240 or it was either 200 or 2,000 books, and told them that they had to take them off their shelves. What? And a lot of them were along the lines of critical race theory, and one of them was about quinceañeras and what quinceañeras are. Like, half of the books were, like, ridiculous, but a lot of them were centered towards critical race theory, which is ridiculous. I mean,
that is fucked.
They're trying to, in Ohio even, they're trying to pass bills where it says that you're not allowed to teach anything that makes a student uncomfortable that has to do with, like, race, because, like, due to either guilt, like white people feeling guilt for something that they did, even though it wasn't something that, like, we, like, because obviously we didn't own any, like, slaves, or, like, we didn't kill, like people, but obviously our ancestors did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, like, oh, we don't want to, like, make the kids feel guilt for that, and we don't want to traumatize them, and, like, but these are important things. Like, this is, like, how our country was formed is only told, like, it's only half of it's told, and it's the side of the victors, which is the white people, because they're the ones who won.
Yeah.
Like, you rarely get to see Native Americans' side of like, the wars that they went through and being pushed and driven out west. And you rarely, well, now more, definitely, you get to see at least African American people's, like, their point of views and everything, and fighting for rights and everything. But
history is written by the victors.
Definitely. So yeah, so it's annoying that they're trying to cut those things out of, like, history classes.
Well, even if history, like, the Holocaust is hard to learn about, because, like,
that's
it's fucked up, but, like, you have to learn about it so other humans don't make the same mistakes that we made in the past. You know?
Yeah, exactly. There's, like, that's the only way people can really learn, is from failure, and that was a huge failure. Like, well, multiple of those, like, the Holocaust and slavery and like, pushing the Native Americans out, everything. That's all failures to humanity.
Humanity as a whole, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But, like, they're still important to learn about, you know? Like, that's something, yeah,
well, that's things you just have to learn about, like, fucking, there shouldn't be a choice, like.
But, so, for these people to say, like, you can't read about these things or teach about these things, it also gets rid of the creativity in the classroom. And, like, so, say a kid asks a question, and you want to tell him the truth, but you can't because you're not allowed to talk about race. Like,
mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you're almost holding the students back in a way as well. So
well, you're just holding future generations back of, like, knowledge that should have already been taught, but then you have to relearn it because a bunch of fucksticks are like, well, it makes somebody uncomfortable, or, like, this person doesn't want to learn this. Like, bitch, sit down.
Like, yeah.
You're in 6th grade.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like we could talk about that for a while.
These progressive, like, ideas and, like, just, I mean, they're good like, ideas, like the idea of, like, teaching kids about race. Like, I mean, I want these things to happen. I think it's just, like, these generations of people before us that live, like, the white people, obviously, they've been taught, like, from their parents, like, to be racist, really. And I feel like as time goes on, it's just gonna those people are gonna fade away.
Well,
and over time it's just gonna be more and more progressive to eventually, hopefully, like, everybody is more accepting. And
yeah, I agree. But does it kind of feel to you like two people, like, there's two kinds of people living two different lives, like, people born after, like, the 80s and 90s with the internet and, like, everybody connected to literally anybody you want to be connected to ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, people in the past where they weren't connected to everybody and they just had to, like, they grew up on their small little cliques.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Did that make sense? I feel like I was kind of rambling.
No, yeah, like I can see the difference. Like, so I have 4 sisters, and like I'm one of the younger of my family. So, my oldest is like 28, 29.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, seeing what her, like, how she is, and how, like, what she grew up with, and then how my parents are, and then how my grandparents are, like, obviously, like, my grandma, she barely know, like, she can barely text.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, she can. But she does it on, like, the little flip phone, too. Like, it's like...
Your grandma has a flip phone?
Yeah.
That's great.
Like, she doesn't have a smartphone.
I love it.
But, yeah, and then my mom, like, she... like, she's in a... Like, we just made a Snapchat family group chat, and, like, it's so funny to see my mom and dad texting it, because, like, they do better than my grandma, but... And, like... They know how to, like, send a picture or something, but, like, my mom didn't know how to flip the camera on Snapchat, like, during a video. Like, you know how, like, you double tap it? And I'm, like, trying to explain it to her and stuff, and I just, like, I could see that, like, difference. Because, like, for us, it's just natural. Like, it's literally, like, it's second nature.
Yeah, well, we've grown up on it, so, like, our brains understand, like, the basic rules of technology, but they... didn't grow up on it, and then they had to learn it when they were like 40.
I think.
And 50, and then they're like, this shit's hard, bruh.
I think Apple in general, or specifically, is weird, because, like, I feel like so many people grew up on Apple to, like, where, like, every time something new comes out, or, like, if they get a new product or whatever, they know how to use it like that. Like, it just comes natural to them, because it's all so user friendly, and
well, yeah, they keep the same.
It's not like Samsung. Like, Samsung's a lot of personal customizations, and, like, I feel like a lot more user, like, it's adaptable to the user. But for iPhones, it's more like
adaptable to the general public.
Yeah, like, everybody can, like, understand how to just, like, tap an app, like, swipe up. Like, they really simplify it, and, like, don't really give you a ton of customization, where with, like, I feel like a Samsung, like, from what I've heard, the Samsungs are a lot more, like, you can do a lot more with a Samsung.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, that's kind of weird to think, like, that, like, system, like, the system that Apple has, like, I feel like we know it like the back of our hand, like, oh, a lot of people do, at least, like...
Yeah. You're like, we know it, and I'm like, nah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fucking...
Mr. Google phone, or... Yeah. What do you have?
I have a Pixel. Or not a Pixel. I have a motherfucking Samsung. 21, maybe?
The 20... Okay.
Yeah, S21.
Yeah. And I'm not saying those are bad phones or anything. Like, that's... I mean, that's... I feel like it's good that the market has a phone like that, where it's super customizable, and then also a phone that's... a phone that's just, like, you know, basic as hell, and, like,
user friendly, and
there needs to be both, so it's good that there's both.
Classic capitalism. Two such companies competing.
I'll just never forget when the Samsung phones were blowing up, like literally
blowing up in people's pockets. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good look for them.
No,
not whatsoever.
No, imagine your crotch getting blown up by your phone. Ouchies.
Ouchies, right.
Yeah, that...
So over the past week, Tom Brady announced his retirement.
Yeah. Well, and then he didn't, but then he did again.
Yeah, reporters came out and announced that Tom Brady was retiring when Tom Brady didn't say shit. And then, like, 4 or 5 days later, Tom Brady came out and he's like, nah, they were right, actually, huh?
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Well, like, I mean, I wasn't really, like, an avid football watcher, because I was, like a wee little lad, but...
A little pipsqueak.
Brett Favre, he retired and came back, I'm pretty sure, at least 3 times.
What did he retire and then come back, or were the media people like, oh, he's retired?
He retired and came back. But, like...
Why?
I feel like, maybe... he went to the Packers, and then he went from the Packers... I don't know if he started at the Packers or not. But he was mainly... Like, that was his main team, was the Packers. But then he played for the Jets, and he played for the Vikings as well. And, yeah, I don't know. But he was, like, in and out. And I feel like Tom Brady could easily do that. Like, everybody saw how good he still plays. Like,
oh, yeah.
He really didn't need to retire, honestly. the only thing I feel like the biggest reason would probably be family, like the lack.
Well, that's what he said in his Instagram post, that he wants to spend more time with his wife and their little babies.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's old as fuck. He's like 42.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's time to retire.
Yeah.
Let the young folk handle it that don't have
And it's
kids.
not like, like now he can literally just be there for his kids all the time now, because it's not like he has
money
a job.
issues or like has to do anything. He just can literally just be present in their lives.
Exactly. And him and his wife too. His wife could do that, Giselle.
Mm-hmm. Her name's Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
She's just as rich as he is. Like she's made just as much modeling as he has in sports.
Damn,
because she was on like Sports Illustrated and a lot of stuff like earlier on, like back in earlier in Tom's career and everything. Like she was a big model, but yeah.
Well, him retiring begs the question: who do you think is the greatest athlete of all time?
So, I mean, this is across multiple sports, obviously.
This is the greatest athlete of any sport that's ever competed in the history of sports.
I feel like you have to include in the conversation, we have to talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron. I feel like they're in the argument, but I feel like honestly, that's a whole nother argument really, but.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Tom Brady definitely has to be in that. Like there's no way. Like the 7 rings, leading in complete or passes, completions, touchdowns, and yards.
Yeah.
And then also postseason catches, passes, and yards. And touchdowns or whatever.
I saw a funny stat on Twitter today, and it was Tom Brady in the last 17 seasons has only lost like 23 games. And then it said the New York Jets in the last 3 seasons have lost 23 games.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was like, fuck, bro.
I mean, the Browns were like that.
Whoa. Don't even get me started on that. But who do you think the greatest athlete of all time is then?
If I had to pick...
You have to pick one.
Right now, one person, Brian Scalabrine.
Who is that and why?
The White Mamba.
Yo, okay. The White Mamba.
Let me pull up Brian Scalabrine.
I know who that is after you say White Mamba.
The Ginger?
The Ginger.
Brian.
I think Michael Phelps is probably my greatest athlete of all time. The man has fucking...
That guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know him. Michael Phelps has 28 fucking Olympic medals in swimming, and like more than 20 of them are gold.
How many of those are his record?
I don't know how many of those are, but he still has like at least 5 records that are still up. And the closest person that has come close to winning as many medals as him is a USSR athlete or gymnast in the 90s. She only has 18.
And were they doping then?
Well, I mean, it's the USSR.
Actually, I guess I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to speculate, but it's the USSR.
Because, I'm pretty sure a majority of the athletes that were doping either were booted, their medals were stripped, or...
Yeah, I feel like we've came to the bottom of that.
Yeah, so... But that's... Wait, so how many did this USSR gymnast had? How many?
She had 18, and he has 28. In one fucking
She's
sport.
10 away. Well, and he also... So... He also did it for...
She's 10 away, and he... Yeah, well, I mean, he did
it for...
she
obviously is not swimming anymore.
She was a gymnast.
Or not doing gymnastics anymore. But he did it for so long and was dominant every single year, even up until his last year, when he got gold again. Like,
people thought he didn't need to retire, but I think he wanted out. Like, training for the Olympics is hard as fuck.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean...
But I feel like a lot of people that are in the Olympics don't get enough credit as people who play sports every single year. Like football players and, like, soccer players and things like that, because you see them every single year.
Yeah.
But with the Olympics, you only see them 4 years, and they're like, oh, yeah.
That's true, but, like, those people are still competing every year in, like, X Games and...
They're just competing, but not in the front spotlight.
Or, like, they have, like, the World Cup for track.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have, like, the Olympics for track. So, like, and the World Cup is almost... like just as big as the Olympics, like getting a gold in the Olympics. Like it's literally It's the exact same thing. It's all the countries competing against each other.
Yes, I'd say it's maybe even more. I don't know if it's just because we're American and a lot of our sports, like football and baseball, aren't in the Olympics, so you don't think about it. But like, yeah.
No, I give respect to them, and
I'm excited to watch the Olympics. They start in 2 days.
I'm excited to see Shaun White.
Ooh.
Back to shredding gnar.
Isn't this his last?
This is his last year, and last time he got gold, and he was. I think last season, like when they thought it would maybe be his last year because he was already old.
Oh yeah.
He got the gold though, and like this was when he like cut his hair. Everybody's like, "Whoa, he looks so different." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could I don't know if he came off an injury or he's just like wasn't. I don't think he got gold in a little bit, but he got the gold back, and now he's going back for another. That'd be sick to see.
The Winter Olympics are the best Olympics. By far.
Yeah, I agree.
By fucking far. They're just so cool.
The snow sports.
I love a good toboggan or a skeleton. That's where you slide down head first on the...
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think I'd do that.
It's dangerous.
That's scary as fuck.
No, what's the sport where they bowl the metal kettle?
Curling?
I wanna try curling.
There's curling leagues here.
It looks fun.
It does look fun.
You're just roughing up the ice.
Would you be a broomer or would you be a thrower?
Broomer.
Okay.
I feel like there's way more pressure on the broomer than there is the thrower. Because
for sure,
there's a ton of outcomes you can have for a thrower. Like you could throw it in multiple ways and still get it on there. But for the broomer, if you get sent a thing, you have to get it that one way. Like you have
broomed or be broomed.
Yeah, there's a lot more pressure on the broomer, and I feel like that would be fun to be a broomer.
I agree. I'd fuck shit. I'd fuck the ice up as a broomer. I'll tell you that much.
For sure. That looked weird. Yeah, but dude, that would be cool. And there's the one event where you're skiing. It's like the giant hill ski where there was a movie about it recently
with fucking
like flying
Taron Egerton and
like Eagle
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Eddie the Eagle.
Where his skis are like 10 feet long or something like that, and he goes up and down up the hill, and he flies like it's the one where they just fly. I don't know how they do that, but and their skis are literally like along with their body like this. Like I don't know how they do that shit.
I kind of want to do it.
They fly,
but I'd want to land in like water. Or something.
I'd do it. I don't know if I'd be good at it. Yeah, I feel like I'd just.
That's why. Yeah. Well.
But.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Spiral out of control.
Man. I should start training.
For the Olympics?
Curling.
Oof.
If it would
Somebody get this man on a curling team stat.
I feel like that would probably be the least physically demanding, but I feel like that's probably a lot more mentally demanding. If I'm being real.
I feel like if you're the one who throws the little disc,
that might take more strength.
Well, I think that's more mentally challenging, because then you gotta throw that, and then you have no say in what happens to it, so it has to be a good throw. But if you're brooming, you can broom super hard to try and make it, but it's all about.
But you have to know how much to broom. It's not physical. Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of. I don't know. It looks hard though. It looks hard, and I'd try it.
I feel like people don't give people who do the sport of curling enough credit, I would say. I don't know about.
Well, we're here to do it.
That's our job on this podcast, is to give the curlers of the world more credit.
Yes. And Olympic athletes in general. Because they be training all the time.
They be going fucking hard, bro.
And if you're if you're an Olympic trainer an Olympic athlete who is one who does it for a long time, that's a career that they have, they're training for at least 10 straight years. Well, and that's not including their childhood too. That's at least 30 years of just sports.
25, 30 years of just nonstop.
And if you're like Michael Phelps,
work.
How old was Michael Phelps?
When he retired? Like 35 maybe, somewhere around there.
Okay. So, but he was probably doing it for 30 years now.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing it since he...
All of them have been doing it since they were babies, unless you're like some freak who just discovered a sport and you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's really any that you can just discover like that, besides, like, curling.
We were supposed to give the curlers more credit. I don't think that's possible.
Well...
It's not possible you can discover curling and become magically
I think
good at it.
curling,
It takes 10 years of work.
might be seem easier than some sports, but curling is where the drip is at.
Curling is where the drip is at.
So, yeah, I don't think we should slander them.
No, I hate curler slander.
Yeah, no. So
it's fucked up.
On the topic, okay, so we're gonna take a quick genre switch here, folks, and change the course of discussion towards space.
Space.
So we have two stories for you on this, but the first story I'll tell, and then Mike will tell the second. The first one, there was, I think it was Hubble or. I don't know what, like, okay, so basically, from far, far out in outer space, we were receiving radio signals exactly every 18 minutes and 18 seconds. Like, exactly.
2222, 1818. Something to it. But continue.
I mean, that's all I really have, like, that's all I can say. Like, okay, so, what... 18, like, I feel like, do you think that's weird?
Well,
okay, so, do you think it's weird that every 18 minutes and 18 seconds, we're receiving a signal? Or do you think it would be more weird if we were receiving a signal every, like, if it was more, like, random?
I think it's weird that they're at the same amount of time every single time. Well, like... Our world / universe I feel like, is more rooted in the randomness of things happening, like people bumping into each other and becoming friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there'd be anything in the universe that would be able to like pulse exactly for like that long of a time. So I feel like it'd have to be intentional, right? Somebody setting that up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a sonar wave, like, more. But instead, it's every 18 minutes and 18 seconds, I guess. So, yeah,
it's very freaky to me. And
I want to believe that is something out there, searching for communication or communicating to us or something. But
that's how I feel about aliens. I want to believe that they're.
Yeah, definitely. I believe they are, but
the universe is so big, bro.
But like that specific case, like I hope.
You hope it's. Like a civilization like us sending signals so that other aliens can think it, or sending signals that if you read it, they're gonna come to us.
Well, like if we read their message, they'll come to us? Because what? Like they have reading receipts on? Like
maybe.
What?
I don't know how the space aliens work.
No, I think
You think it's just somebody like us and how we send radio signals out? Because we do that shit too.
Yes, yeah, I think so, maybe. And or well, if not, like, what if they can like transmit this radio signal or whatever and can like get something out of it or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good challenge to at least try. So
I agree.
It's worth it. But yeah. That's all I really have for that one.
All right. The other outer space one is I was watching another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Lex Friedman podcast, and he had a scientist on there. And the scientist was arguing that the universe was created so that stars could like collapse and become white dwarfs, which eventually turn into black holes, so that black holes can suck matter in them. And then at some other side, there'd be a white hole where it could be a black hole, but instead of sucking everything in, it just poops out things.
Mm-hmm.
So it poops out materials to like make stars and stuff. So he argues that's what the universe is for. Okay? And then he said, wait a minute. If that's what the universe is for, why would it be able to have humans? So he thought about it more, and then he thought it's because we have to be here, because eventually with all of our technology ramping up and up and up, that we're going to be able to create mini black holes faster. Because like to create a black hole, that shit takes like 10 billion years or more. Like for a star to form and then die and then get so big, like it fucking...
Yeah, the atoms crash and...
Yeah, it actually becomes a black hole. But if humans / just aliens in general get so good at it, they can create white black holes and just regular black holes like so much and put them in the universe that it's creating their own galaxies and their own many things. So he's arguing that the whole reason for the universe is so that more black and white holes can be created so that they can create more universes. Did that make sense?
So if there's like an almighty being or like powerful God or whatever, the like that God gave us that purpose, do you think? He put us here to grow his universe for him?
Maybe.
Because like if you're looking at it on a spiritual level or like a religious level, like if that's the reason why the universe is made and why we're here, then like then God why would God put us here then? Yeah.
Well, it's just weird to think, like, why are humans made in such a way where our one thing we have to do is innovate and create and always make something better and always make that thing better but faster and always, like, change our environment. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I believe in God, but, like, there has to be something, like, a reason that why humans are designed to do that, you know? Or at least it's nice to think about. Very interesting.
I don't know if it's humans being designed to do that or just the way history is played out. I think it's a lot more with how history is played out. But like,
I don't know. Once we got like a food source in a way to freeze and contain food, like fucking where humans were exploded. Like, cause that was only in like the 1880s when we got like ice boxes and shit, and then poof. Now we went to the moon, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Like
that, it went so fast. And it's just makes me curious.
I don't know. I mean, it's just another unanswerable question to throw into the unanswerable question jar.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about, yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird to ponder over. We got anything left to talk about on the podcast, or has that been it?
I am all out of... I have one more.
Okay.
Words.
That's it?
That was my last word.
Hell yeah.
Well, there was 3 there. Dang it. You ruined it for me.
Well,
okay.
sorry.
Well, yeah. That was it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was another fun episode.
Oh, yeah.
Good to be back. Not that it was bad having guests, but it's good to be back to the...
But also I like the two-way dynamic. It's also nice to just go bring it back to basics, you know?
Yes, sir. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy 2/2/2/2. And
don't forget,
happy 13th episode.
Happy 13th episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, motherfucking check out our TikTok,
yeah.
Please.
Hit up the TikTok, definitely. That's the one where we have most of a community on. But yeah, also check our YouTube out because we still get like comments and stuff on there. And,
hell yeah.
Just wherever you feel most comfortable and wherever you watch most of your media at, check us out on there.
Watch us there, please.
Boom. There you go. So, without further ado, have a blessed week, and
I hope we crashed your mode.
Hopefully you guys get a snow day too. So,
let's get drunk.
Peace.